Good morning, Alexa. Are you out of bed yet? It's almost noon. Oh, good morning, Molly. Yeah, I'm awake. What's up? Did something happen? Yeah, actually. Something bad sorta came up. Oh no. What happened? It's quite terrible, you see. Actually, it's about Emma. Ever since she married David, I feel like she's changed. I understand we don't need to be best buddies or anything, but considering we live under the same roof, it wouldn't kill her to lighten up a bit, don't you think? She's acting awful to me. Oh dear. I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you. But don't hold anything against her, please. I don't want any more family disputes. She's going through a lot, I'm sure. And there's probably an explanation for all of it, so don't be mad at her. Of course I won't. I always try to stay neutral and hear all sides first. Everyone's always got their own stuff going on, as you said. Just to help me understand better, what has she been doing? Like, how exactly has she been acting rude towards you? She does it for everything I do. I tell her my opinion on something and she'll just straight up ignore me. Then she'll involve David and act like it's some huge deal I even suggested it. She doesn't want to listen to me at all. I know I don't know everything, but as her elder, I have good advice that she should at least take into consideration. But she's determined not to listen to me. It wasn't even anything bad, you know. I want what's best for David and baby Liam. That's all. Since we're living together, I felt I had a place to give my opinion about it. But now it's just caused friction, and living together feels awkward. Yeah, I can see how that's frustrating. I'm very sorry to hear that. Being a mother can be stressful. I'm sure Emma has got a lot on her plate. I'll see if I can talk to her and figure something out, okay? If anything else happens, feel free to message me at any time. I'll try to help wherever I can. Marrying Ed has given me a better life than I could ever ask for. So if I have a chance to help his family, I'll take it. That's great to hear. If only my better son's wife could say such nice things. What? Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing. I appreciate you helping me out. I was just thinking about Emma again. I wish she treated me with as much respect as you do. She's married to my pride and joy, after all. I don't deserve to be treated like this. Well, you're right about that. You don't deserve to be treated like that. But Emma isn't me, you know? And she's older than me, so she grew up in a different time. She's probably got different views on family than me. I guess so. But either way, she lives under our roof. I don't expect a lot from her, but I wish she could at least listen to the rules I've made for our home. Do you think that's too much to ask? No, it seems fair enough. Oh, whatever. Nothing we can do, I suppose. Thanks again for chatting. I might need to reach out again in the future, so I'll see you then. Yeah. Right. You can reach out whenever you want. See you then. Alexa, you're home right now, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm at home. Why do you ask? Great. This worked out perfect. Can you unlock the door, please? What? I'm outside right now. I need someone to let me in, though. Oh, okay. Just, give me a minute. I'll come unlock the door. Make sure you put on your shoes. It's muddy outside. I don't want to get your socks wet. And I brought a lot of stuff I need help carrying in. Luckily, the kind taxi driver helped me lift it in and out of the car. I can't pick up any of this by myself, I'm afraid. But I assumed you didn't want a strange man coming into our house to bring it in, no. Feels a bit rude, anyway. Wait, bringing what stuff? And our house? Oh, yeah. Can you bring your wallet, too? I gotta pay the taxi driver. Are you avoiding my questions? It's $50 plus a tip. Thanks, sweetie. $50? What's going on? He's waiting outside, so can you be quick about it? I just checked out the window. Why is he parked on our grass like that? Oh my god. Why is there so much luggage? What's with all the boxes? Oh, well, I'm moving out. I'm not living with Emma and David anymore. I'm sad to leave my firstborn. He's always been my everything. But they said I can't live there anymore. They said horrible things to me and kicked me to the curb. I don't have anywhere to go, so I asked Ed if I can stay with you guys for a bit. Anyway, we can discuss this later. It's kind of cold outside and the driver is waiting. And my stuff is getting wet. Can you open the door already? Yeah, I can. But the house is kind of a mess right now. I haven't done any cleaning today. Don't worry about silly things like that. Don't forget the money. The driver is asking me about it. Right, yeah. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna go and grab some cash from our room. What? So I just have to sit outside in the cold still? You're treating me like Emma did. I guess no young people nowadays know proper etiquette or manners. This better not be the start of the same cycle. It started with this. Then the insults came. I don't want that to come between us. No, it's nothing like that. I wasn't trying to make you wait or anything. Sorry, I'm just rushed and not thinking right. I was focused on getting the money. I'm coming right now. I'll let you in first. Just give me a second. Ugh, this is unbelievable. At least you're more apologetic than she was. I can't stand people being rude to me like that. So you're not as bad as her, if anything. Just hurry up. Okay, I am coming. I don't want the neighbors seeing me stuck out here like this. As my daughter-in-law, you should be taking care of me. And I don't want the neighbors thinking anything of us other than perfect. Your top priority now should be making sure I'm comfortable at all times. Every day, every hour, every minute even. If you can't even do something simple like that, you're a terrible wife. Unfit for my son. In return, I'll show you how to do things properly for once. So listen closely to everything I tell you. Oh, okay. Alexa, I'll be as nice about this as I can. But someone's gotta say it. Breakfast was a little bland. Actually, that's too nice. It was kind of terrible. Next time, can you put a little more care into your cooking? Everything was too dry and salty. You didn't even ask me how I like my eggs. You should be thinking about things like this for your new guest. I didn't ask you. You're right. I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't paying attention. I've been really busy and I was running behind today. I didn't have a lot of time to make anything fancy or even as good as I normally do. It's always excuses with you young people. I expected you to say something like that. You don't need a lot of time to make food that doesn't taste garbage. What kind of woman are you if you can't even work properly in the kitchen? If you can't cook for my son, you can't be his wife. He's used to my perfect cooking. This wouldn't do for him. This food isn't even cooked right. Are you trying to poison me and my son? No, of course not. I'll be more careful next time, okay? We'll see. For dinner, I want vegetable stew, and the veggies need to be fresh. And make sure it looks pretty. Get some colorful stuff in there, like carrots or green beans. If I have to eat your cooking, I want to at least eat something moderately healthy. And get something good to dip it in, like some bread. From a bakery! Nothing from a grocery store. And naturally, we'll be needing a good bottle of wine to go with everything. I'm looking forward to this, so don't mess it up. If you make it wrong, I'll let you know. And then you can make it again. The right way. Does that sound fair? Well, I can try my best. It sounds a bit time-consuming, but I think I can handle that for tonight. But I can't make something like that every day, okay? We usually try not to go all out on dinner in the middle of the week. I mean, we have plenty of money, but if I splurge every day like this, we won't. Maybe we can split the grocery bill? I could probably swing it that way. Split the bill? Are you seriously trying to charge me to eat dinner in your home? I knew you were like Emma. You never think of anyone but yourself. Without me and my son, you would be living in a cardboard box right now, you know. You can at least be grateful and help take care of his family like you said you would do. Yes, I am very grateful for everything you and Dad have done for me. Really. But do we have to bring that up every time? I was just asking. I'm not demanding your money or anything, I swear. If it's a one-time thing, it's fine. I just can't do it every day. Does that sound fair? I can't do things by myself, so just be nice and help me. Or I'll tell Ed. I swear I will. When he sees how you are, he won't want to be with you anymore. I'm surprised he hasn't realized who you really are already. Forget it. I'm telling him anyway. Have fun explaining yourself. What have you done now? Ed isn't listening to a word I'm telling him. It's going in one ear and out the other. What did you say to him? Have you been lying to him or something? My children were raised right, unlike you. He's such a good boy. He's never ignored me before. Did you upset him? My poor boy. What have you done to him? I mean, I did talk to him, sort of. But also, he's an adult now. He's not a little boy. He can make decisions on his own now. And he isn't going to just follow you blindly. Besides, he's not just a smaller copy of you. He has his own opinions. You did say something, didn't you? I knew you'd talk to him. What did you do? How could you hurt my son like this? You're a cheater, aren't you? A liar. That's all you are. What did you steal from him? What are you talking about? I didn't cheat or lie. Or steal anything either. Where's all this coming from? I talked to him, yes, but I didn't cheat or lie or anything crazy. It's always excuses with you. How can you talk so sweet but not listen to anything I tell you? Just be a good girl and do what I ask. It's not that hard. You're being overly difficult for absolutely no reason. And don't drag my son into this anymore. Sorry, I know this is sort of short notice. I'm going out to eat, apparently. Do you mind giving me some money for food? $50 should do. I want dessert, too. Yeah, that's fine. I'll get the money for you. Thanks! I'm so glad I brought this up to Ed. Ever since our talk, you've been much sweeter to me. I was really looking forward to having lunch today. I'm glad you were a good girl and gave me the money. I really didn't feel like arguing with you today. I wish Emma could have been more like you. She was too hard-headed. Even after talking, I couldn't change her mind. I can't stand her. You're a much better daughter-in-law. That I can say. Thanks again for the money. I'm heading out. See you later. If I don't see you tonight, I'll leave your change on the kitchen counter. All right, that sounds fine. Thanks again! It was enough money, luckily. I had a fun time. What a great way to relax. Ah, and I ended up not having any change. The restaurant was pretty high-end, so everything was super expensive. I had enough, but I spent all $50 in the end. So there's nothing to leave on the counter. Just wanted to let you know. That's an expensive meal, isn't it? Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know, I guess. Thanks for letting me borrow some more money, sweetie. The meal was exactly $25, so I don't have any change again. That's okay, right? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Thanks as always for the money! I know you gave me more than usual, but once again we went out somewhere pretty expensive, so there's not any change to give you. But I'm sure you were expecting that already. I'm so forgetful and clumsy. Sorry about that. You're not mad, are you, dear? What? How did you spend $50 on lunch? I should say, how did you do that again? What's that? Do you have a problem with what I'm doing? Do you not believe me? I'm disappointed, Alexa. I thought we had a great relationship, but you don't even trust me on something like this. No, I do trust you. That's not what I'm saying. I believe you. I know you spent it all. I just think it's a lot of money. It's every day now you're spending this much. Don't you think you're overdoing it? Are you trying to tell me I'm wasting money? That's incredibly rude. How could you say something like that to me? You're horrible. You can't speak to your family like that. I wasn't trying to be rude. It's just, I really feel like it's a bit too much. We can't really afford to be spending so much every day, to be honest. I'm just asking you to help us out a bit and go easy on the expensive lunches. You shouldn't be acting like you know more about money than me. I've lived far longer than you have. You're basically a child compared to me. I'm much wiser and smarter than you. You should understand that. If anyone knows how the world works, it's me. And that includes how to save and spend money. I've gone through things you couldn't even imagine. Your generation is spoiled and lazy. Besides, $50 isn't that much in the grand scheme of things. When you're going out with friends, you can blow that in seconds. You're lucky that's all I spent. That's a perfectly normal amount for a meal. I wouldn't be surprised if you spend more than me when you go out with your friends. So stop being so rude to me and just do as you're told. You're better when you listen to me. You're just mad because you're used to being poor. You're not used to having this much money, so you want to hoard it all for yourself, right? Don't you think you're taking this a bit far? You're acting like I've done something horrible. And now you're insulting me, too. No, I'm just trying to put you in your place. I love Ed, and I want what's best for him. And I want to make sure you're doing your job properly. If telling you off is what I need to do to make that happen, then I'll do it. I don't really care about you anymore. I'm just worried about my son. I don't know why he chose to marry someone like you in the first place. Ugh. I tried as hard as I could, but I just can't fix you. You're useless and cannot be repaired. And if I can't save you, no one can. Why don't we just get you and Ed divorced? Then you can leave my sight forever. Wait, what? Yes, it's the perfect solution. Good job, me, for thinking of this. My son needs a perfect wife, and it's not you. It would be better if I went out and looked for him. I'll find someone much better than you. That will be great for both of us. Wait, are you being serious? You can't just decide that we're going to get divorced. Why not? It makes perfect sense to do so. You're a terrible wife and you're incredibly rude to me. You have no manners at all. And you won't listen to any of the rules I have in place in this house. That's because the rules are impossible to follow. I'm not a machine. I can't do all of this. I'm giving you all the money I have for your errands and days out. And how am I supposed to be cleaning constantly until 8 at night? There isn't even that much to do. What do you want me to do? Make mess just to clean it up? Besides, I'm not doing so well recently. I don't have the energy for cleaning. Not that you care at all about what I'm going through. Do you understand that both me and Ed are working? You're not working. Why don't you clean? We're both tired. I can't work and clean and take care of you. Especially not with how busy work has been lately. What you're going through at work doesn't matter to me at all. You're a wife. The least you can do is the bare minimum of your responsibilities. Your job as a wife should come before anything else. If you can't handle it, you should just get divorced. Just because Ed stops working when he comes home doesn't mean you get to do the same. You have more work to do as a woman. Just suck it up and get on with it. I had to work hard too when I was your age. Now I get to relax as my reward. If I had acted like you, I would have been divorced a long time ago. Most men wouldn't put up with how lazy and useless you are. I hope you know that. Ed may forgive you for your mistakes, but I don't. Well, it has nothing to do with you. I'm done arguing with you. It's like talking to a brick wall. If you can't even follow the simplest of rules, just get out of the house already. As quick as you can, preferably. Ed and I will both be better off without you. Understand? Can you at least follow this simple instruction? I'm not going to just leave because you ask me to. Besides, this is our house, not yours. You don't pay for anything. Why would I leave instead of you? It's Ed's house, not yours. You didn't buy it, did you? A woman can't pay for things like that. Huh. Maybe your parents bought it. But even then, it's still not yours. And I'm sure they'd understand my point of view once they heard what has happened. You've done absolutely nothing with your life, Alexa. You just do whatever you want and expect everyone around you to do the work for you. I can't stand being around someone like that anymore. Molly, I can't believe you're saying this. I mean, you've talked down to me before, but not like this. Do you really hate me that much? Do you really need me to answer that question? Fine, I'll take that as a yes. Anyway, that's not important right now. What is important is that this actually is my house. Officially, I am the owner. What? What are you talking about, officially? What does that even mean? Ed bought the house, so it's his. Even if he says it's yours, that doesn't change who spent the money. He's just a sweetheart who wanted to make you happy. But he's a fool for wasting his time on you. He didn't spend his money on the house. I bought this house with my own money. I've worked since I was 16 because I really wanted my own place as soon as possible. I had a part-time job in school and then went full-time as soon as I was out. I used all those savings for this house. Don't lie to me. That's ridiculous. Why would I believe that? You've never worked properly a day in your life. And God knows you know nothing about saving. You're just trying to trick me so I won't kick you out, right? Look, if you don't believe me, why don't you ask Ed? Nothing I say will convince you, so there's no point arguing. If you hear it from him, you will probably listen better. Uh-huh, sure. Aren't you going to be embarrassed when he finds out what you've been lying about? But fine, I suppose that will solve this quickly. Then you can get your stuff and leave. I'll ask him now. Just wait a few minutes. I hope I get to see your face in person to see how ashamed you are before you go. Did you tell Ed to lie to me? Why is he telling me you bought this house as well? Did you message or call him before I could ask? He's not listening to me. No, he's just telling you that because it's the truth. What? Why don't you think I have any money? All that money you borrowed from me was mine. You must have known that, right? Just stop talking already. Do you enjoy insulting my son like this? Quit acting like you make more than him. If you're that rich, you can go buy yourself another house and get out of my sight. You don't care about Ed at all, and you never think about what's best for him. You don't deserve to be with him. I mean, you never think about what's best for him either. All you do is worry about yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't have picked this fight in the first place. So if anything, you also shouldn't be around Ed, right? Of course I should be. I'm his mother. I should be with him no matter where he goes, who he is, or what happens. Do you actually pay attention to him, though? Do you know anything that he does besides how much money he makes? You don't even know he's not going to work right now, right? He's on vacation right now. What? Don't be ridiculous. I just saw him leave this morning. What could he be doing all day if he's not going to work? Well, he isn't working. You can ask him once again. Not like you're gonna believe me. But for your information, he's doing physical therapy right now. He hasn't been doing so well, so he took some time off of work for his health. After his therapy, he spends the day outside relaxing to take his mind off of things. He likes to walk around town and go to the park. There's no way. You're lying. Why don't you believe me? Or are you just pretending you don't? Weren't you arguing with Ed just the other day about how much time he took off of work? You told him he needed to work and make money. Wait, what? Why do you know about that? Of course he told me you guys argued. I am his wife. We tell each other everything. You really don't pay attention to anyone but yourself. If you had, you would have noticed what Ed has been going through lately. But all you want is the money. You don't care what else is happening. You never think about what you could do for him, do you? You just want him to squeeze all that you can out of us, but you never want to give anything back. You know, Ed was only supposed to take a few weeks off, but it got a lot worse than we expected it to. He tried only working part-time, but he couldn't manage it. That's why he decided to use his vacation time until we decide what to do. And do you know why? I have a feeling you're going to tell me. Because of you! All you do is stress him out. Do you not realize that? You showed up out of nowhere for a place to stay. You didn't even check with us beforehand. You basically just pushed your way into this house by force. Not to mention the money you keep spending. All you do is moan and demand more money. It's never enough. So I'm sorry if this sounds kind of rude, but I've also wanted to speak my mind for a while now. Exactly how are you supporting Ed? How are you making his life any better? If anything, you're making his life much, much worse. How could you say that? And I'm not an idiot, you know. After the way you treated me, I knew something was up and contacted Emma. I asked her why they kicked you out of the first place a while back. And I'm not surprised, but you were treating them the exact same way. She said she put up with you for almost 3 years, and that she only kicked you out because she couldn't take it anymore. Of course David sided with her after what you did to her. And then you came slinking over here, ready to start the cycle over again, right? But I'm not going to put up with this anymore, and neither is Ed. I can't do 3 years of this, or even another month. I guess I'm not as strong as Emma. But you're right that someone is leaving the house today. But it's not me. It's going to be you. You don't get to decide that, you stupid idiot. Besides, you're not any better, you know. All you do is complain and make excuses. You never help Ed out either. If you just listened to me, we could be getting along. It's not my fault you're such a spoiled brat. I do have the right to kick you out, actually. We already discussed that, right? This is my house, legally. If you check the paperwork, I think you'll find it's my name and signature on the deed to the house. Oh, and while we're talking about all of this, you have borrowed thousands from me over the time you've been here. I'd like you to give it back to me, please. I don't really care if you leave first or pay me first, but you're not staying here anymore. I don't care if it takes you the rest of your life. I want my money back. You used to be so sweet. How could you act like this to a poor old woman? I can't believe you. Fine. It's fine. I'll go back and live with David. Emma is 1,000 times better than you anyway. I don't really care where you go as long as it's not here. But how do you plan on moving back in with them? Didn't they move a while ago? Wait, what? They didn't tell me anything like that. Where did they go? When did this happen? Well, there wasn't really any reason for them to tell you. You didn't live with them anymore, and they didn't exactly want to see you. I didn't tell you either because they wanted it kept kind of secret, I think. They didn't want you showing up or trying to move back in with them. So basically, I wouldn't expect them to open up and give you a place to stay again. I'd suggest you start looking for a place to rent pretty soon. I'll be fair and let you look around before making you leave, I suppose. All right, fine. It's not like a small apartment costs a lot anyway. Anything's an improvement compared to being around you. You've treated me horribly even before I got inside the house. And Ed won't do anything about it no matter how much I tell him. You're a horrible wife and an even worse caregiver. And your food is still awful. I can't wait to finally eat something edible for dinner for a change. I can see you're upset, so I'll leave you to cool down and leave. Good luck with finding a new place. I don't understand what any of this means. What is all this new useless garbage? I was trying to find a new place and they said I need a deposit now. How would I have that extra money? If I can pay the rent, that's all that matters, right? And it doesn't even include the bills. They still expect me to pay all of that. If you add up everything, it's over $2,000 just for the first month. You think they'd at least cover the electricity bills? What the heck? That's not too bad, actually. To be honest, that sounds kind of cheap for being in the middle of the city like this. And a deposit is normal. Have you never rented before? Of course I haven't. I lived with my husband and children. This is too much for me. I could never afford something like this. I saw one on the TV the other day for only $500 a month. Where are the ones like that? You can't really get anything livable for a price like that. I do know what you're talking about, though. I've heard about places like that. But they're tiny. I think they're more like dorm rooms, if anything. They don't even have bathrooms. You have to share the toilets and showers and everything with everyone on your floor. I mean, you can get one, I suppose, but they're pretty cramped even for just one person. Is that something you're prepared to do? That's ridiculous for such a high price. There's no way that's true. How would you know, anyway? All cheap rentals are like that. It doesn't take a genius to figure it out. Weren't you telling me that I had no life experience before? I guess now's my chance to finally say it back to you. How dare you say that to me? You're an awful woman. I don't care if that's what you think of me. I've heard it all from you before. If that's all you have to say, then please stop asking me questions and insulting me. You just want to take out your anger on me. If you need help, I'm sure there's a professional you can ask these questions to. I don't really feel like helping you anyway. What did you say to me? I've messaged both my children and Emma. They won't respond to me. That's the only reason I asked you. I wouldn't talk to you otherwise. Believe me. I came asking nicely for some help. Can you not be so rude and insult me in my time of need? Oh, Lord. The hypocrisy in you is real strong. I could say the exact same to you, for everything you've done to me. It's not my fault your kids don't want to see you. If they're avoiding you, it's your fault. Maybe they would talk to you if you actually tried to be polite for once. Have you ever sat down and thought that maybe you're the problem? You want everyone around you to bend exactly how you want them to, but you aren't willing to change yourself. You've called me a horrible wife, an idiot, dumb, every name in the book. But you don't realize that you're the horrible one here. And you never will, because you're too selfish to fix yourself. It's easier to think everyone else is the problem, right? I'm done trying to help you. I've given you more than you deserve already. Don't message me anymore. I'm not going to respond. Figure it out on your own and just leave. I can't tell you what to do with your kids, but never talk to me again. Goodbye for good. As much as I'd like to say we had a quick solution to all of this, that was not the case. In the end, it took her about 2 weeks to find a place she could afford. Until the day she left, she complained about everything. About the usual stuff, my cooking, my cleaning, my relationship with Ed. But she also complained about the cost of living, now that she had to actually take care of herself. Whether it was electric bills, rent, the cost of food, or the cost of movers, she always found something to complain about. After she moved out, she sent her bills to Ed because she didn't know how to pay them. He showed her how, which is more than I would have done. But I was curious and checked her bills, just to see how much they really were. It was a completely normal electricity bill. Nothing expensive. If anything, it's pretty low, since she's in a small place with only her. Despite acting all wise, it feels like Molly doesn't even have any life experience at all, even in the simplest things like that. On the bright side, Ed and I have been doing a lot better. Once she left, everyone in the family was able to relax for a little bit. Emma and her husband are a lot happier in their new place, and their relationship is better now than before. And Ed has finally had some time to relax and take care of himself. He's made a full recovery, and this week is even going to start going back to work. I hope it all goes well. Molly said she was so harsh to help me improve myself and my home, but it was all lies. It was simply a way to push the blame onto others and to make herself seem like the good guy. In reality, everything she did was for herself. I do feel guilty, at times, for how much I lashed out at her. I mean, it was all valid, but I can't help but feel guilty. After all, she is still Ed's mother, no matter what she's done. Sometimes, when I'm feeling like this, I debate reaching out to her and trying to patch up the relationship. It might cheer her up, and Ed would probably appreciate it. But the more I think about it, the more I realize things are much better the way they are now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the story, please like the video and share with your friends. For more content like this, you can visit and subscribe to our channel below. Thanks again!
Hey, Jennifer. Do you have a moment? I wanted to ask you about something. Would it be all right if my daughter came over to your apartment to play tomorrow?
Oh, hi, Clarice. So you want to have Christy come play with Allie, right? Yeah, of course. That's fine.
Oh, thank you. That's a great help. I was getting worried about what I was going to do with her tomorrow. You see, recently I've been thinking that we might be moving soon. We've been trying to get things together so we could pack up pretty quickly. Thanks to that, the whole place is a mess right now. So I know we haven't really been able to have Christy invite her friends over at all. She's been really sad about not getting to have her friends over.
Oh, are you thinking of buying a house? That's some really exciting news. I remember when our Mother's Club last had lunch together. We were talking about if people prefer living in houses, condos, or apartments. We really heard a lot of different thoughts on them, huh? What have you been looking at? Did you get swayed to one side or another?
Well, after thinking for a long while, I decided on trying to look for a condo. It just fits my style a lot better, I think, and there's less maintenance to do. My husband and I have been looking at a number of different places, actually.
We've been practically combing the city. Ah, I see. I guess my family won't really be much help to you then, since we live in a house rather than some complex.
Yeah. Honestly, one part of living in a house that bothers me is tending a garden. I really don't want to have to deal with that.
Ah, I see. I completely understand. It's definitely a lot of work, so it's not for everyone. I can't say I blame you.
Yeah, it's just not for me, I guess. Anyway, once we've decided on a place, I'll be sure to let you know. Thanks again for having Christy over tomorrow. She's really looking forward to seeing Allie. Jennifer! Thanks again for your help yesterday. Christy told me all about how she liked your big garden. I swear, she didn't stop going on about it for what felt like an hour.
Oh, well, my mother-in-law's hobby is gardening, so she's really put a lot of time into it. I haven't done a lot of it myself. Christy really wanted to water the plants, so she helped us with that while she was here. She did a great job, too. She's welcome to come back anytime.
Oh, right. That reminds me. You're living with your husband's parents, right? You don't just live on your own? Oh, that must be so stressful. What? Do you have to live with them because your husband doesn't make very much money?
I'm sorry, what? Where in the world did that come from?
Well, that big house you live in. It's the house your husband grew up in, right? His parents built it, if I remember correctly. What? He's just gonna have a hand-me-down house and that's all? He's really fine with just living there his whole life?
I can't say I know what you claim to remember, considering I've never talked about it. What, are there rumors going around about my family for some reason? My husband built this house, not his parents. He built it not just thinking about our family, but also thinking about how his parents could also use it for their respective hobbies. So when he was finished, he called them up and asked if they wanted to move in with us, and they gladly accepted. They've lived with us ever since.
Oh, really? Is that so? That sounds a little hard to believe, if you ask me. If you're so certain that your husband built the house, then when was it built? That should be easy to remember, right?
I don't see why this matters so much to you, nor do I like the tone you're taking about it. Anyway, it was around when Allie had just started elementary school, so I'd say about 5 years ago.
Was he really able to get a house built while he had such a young daughter? And he was pretty young himself, too. How on earth did he get a loan for it? I don't see how any company, bank or otherwise, would have been willing to offer someone like him that kind of money. I don't know. It sounds a lot more to me like you're just trying to lie to me. Especially with you giving me a date that's 2 years before I moved in.
Seriously, Clarice? Why in the world would I lie about something like this? I have nothing to gain from hiding details about my house from you. There's no hidden agenda behind it being 5 years ago either. That's just the fact of the matter. If it's really bothering you that much, why not ask one of our other friends who's lived around here longer? They can back up my story, no problem.
You know what? That's a good idea, actually. If I check with some of them, it would be a snap to figure out the real story here. Okay, I'll just go and check in with some of the mothers who've been living here then to see if you're really telling the truth.
I'm starting to feel like you aren't going to be willing to accept the truth.
Okay, Jennifer. I've gone and asked a number of different people. I asked them about you, your husband, and your house. It sounds like your house really is pretty new.
So, you actually are going to accept the truth? That's a nice surprise.
Don't go thinking you're out of the woods yet. I've also heard some rather interesting stories as well.
What a surprise. Okay, go on. Enlighten me. What sort of stories did you happen to hear from people?
I'm so glad you asked. I've heard all sorts of interesting stories. For example, stories such as how people were seeing your husband around here in the middle of the week, when he should be at work.
Oh, that? That's just because my husband doesn't work for some other company. He's self-employed. As you might expect, that means he can take breaks whenever he likes. Nothing strange about that, is there?
Self-employed, huh? That's something everyone else just can't seem to get their head around. Actually, it's more like they just don't really know him well at all. Are you sure there isn't something going on?
Yes, I'm sure. My husband just can't seem to be around when we meet up. His timing's just awful. Thanks to that, I just haven't really been able to introduce him to anyone. I guess it wouldn't really surprise me if they considered him pretty mysterious. Though I would highly prefer if they would just ask me about my husband rather than spreading unfounded rumors like we were freshmen in high school.
Well, rumors or not, I can't say it really matters either way to me. That's not actually what I'm caring about here, frankly. The real issue here is his job. You say he's self-employed, right? How much does he even make? I can't imagine it's very much.
Hey, I'm not about to go spilling details like that. Even if I had permission from him to do so, I certainly wouldn't tell you over a text message.
Well, I just happened to hear something from someone who was living at the previous complex your family lived in. They saw someone who looked to be in prime condition to work, who got up at a perfectly reasonable time every day. But they worked someplace that always seemed to be open late into the night.
I can't say I understand what you're getting at. You're saying that one person was the only one who seemed to get up at a normal hour?
Well, that wasn't exactly the issue at hand. It was his job. He was in his 40s, yet he was just working some menial job at some service window or something. I heard it was because he screwed up at work and was relegated there instead of being fired. His screw-up was so big that he couldn't exactly change jobs easily, so he was just clinging to that position for dear life. Apparently, he could barely make $20,000 a year, so his life looked pretty miserable.
$20,000, huh? That certainly isn't easy to live on, for sure. I mean, he had a place to live, so he at least had a chance to improve his life, it sounds like. But then, you said this was a father? How could he pay for his children's tuition? How could he support them?
Well, that couple apparently went to live at his parents' house to save money. Tell me the truth now. That's the same sort of thing that happened to you, isn't it? Or maybe that story was actually about you to begin with. I gotta say, the latter sounds pretty likely to me.
Huh? Why would you think that? You've known me for a few years now. What would make you think I'm struggling with a husband who can barely earn money?
What? Didn't you hear me when I asked you before? Your house is actually your husband's old house he grew up in, isn't it? Sure, you can say your husband built it all you like, but that's all just a show, isn't it? It's all just a cover story. The truth is that your husband's parents are the ones who built the house, right? You and your family are practically leeching off of them. I mean, when you first gave me that lame excuse, I was confused. It was just so suspicious. This makes so much more sense.
Wait, what did you even ask everyone? You asked a bunch of people in the Mothers Club, right? I don't believe you asked what you say you did. What do you even want to know anyway? What about my personal life are you so desperate to know that you would go this far about it?
What? You can't figure it out? I thought it would be obvious for me talking about your husband, but maybe your street smarts are as poor as your family. I want to know your husband's job and his salary. Where does he really work? How much does he really make?
I have no clue why this matters to you, or why you think it should concern you in the slightest. Why do you even want to know something like that?
I just want to know. It's not like I'm going to make a fool of you for it or anything. Just tell me.
Sure, like I'm going to believe that. I can't think of any legitimate reason to tell you.
I don't see why you're being so uptight about it. Oh, incidentally, I thought you should know that my husband has all 3 qualities a good husband should have.
3 qualities? What on earth are you talking about? You judge a husband as good or bad based on only 3 things?
Oh, what's that? Has your life really been so lacking that you don't even know what they are? You really don't know very much, do you? Well, I'd be happy to explain what makes my husband so great. He's tall, he's highly educated, and he practically makes a fortune. My husband is high up in a major construction company. He's a big-shot general contractor who handles all sorts of major jobs for major cash.
Oh, I can't say I knew that. That's interesting, I guess. Though if you're so fixated on how good his figure is, I imagine you might run into some trouble if he got really sick or needed care.
I mean, maybe. If you didn't have the money to pay for proper treatment anyway. What? Are you saying that because your household doesn't have that kind of money? That's just so tragic to think about.
I mean, I'm just saying I'd be concerned is all. I can't say I really meant anything by it.
That's not what I'm talking about anyway. Look, what's his job and what's his salary? I'm not about to go telling people or anything, so just tell me.
And I told you that I have no reason to believe you'll keep it quiet. I'm not going to tell you how much he makes, no matter how much you ask. He's self-employed, like I already said. He makes enough, within his limits. While it is self-employment, he does have a pension plan set up. He's doing a fine job saving up for retirement.
Well, when you say it's self-employment, you mean he's inheriting a family business, right? Oh, and by the way, since my husband's working at such a big corporation, he of course has a healthy pension and insurance benefits.
Well, he used to work at a bank, but he wasn't really a fan of constantly getting bossed around by higher-ups. That was his main reason for quitting his job at the bank and starting his own business instead. As for what his actual job is, well, I'm not really sure what I'd call it. He does all sorts of different work, so it's honestly pretty difficult to explain.
So, wait. You're telling me that his distaste for getting ordered around got him stuck doing some pathetic service window job?
Huh? No, it wasn't anything like that. Actually, at that time, his stock portfolio was doing extremely well. Anyway, what's important is that now he's self-employed. How his previous job ended up isn't really relevant anymore.
And here we go again with the claim of self-employment. That's really a convenient little way to refer to it, isn't it? Especially considering he's just a worker drone who got demoted to a position so low it's practically an embarrassment. You both are relying on his parents to live your lives, aren't you? Seriously, you really don't need to be trying to lie to me like you've been doing.
I still don't understand why you're so fixated on the idea that I'm lying to you. Why would my husband want to be a worker drone, as you so artfully put it?
That's just what my intuition is telling me. That's all.
Excuse me? So you're telling me this is all just some wild delusion you're running under or something? That's one hell of an assumption.
Hey, my intuition is always right. I know what's been going on, Jennifer. You've been struggling having to manage your expenses, haven't you?
I wouldn't say we're struggling. It's not like we're really poor or anything.
Oh, stop trying to hide it. Seriously, you need to not be so hesitant to tell me the truth. You just happened to lose the husband lottery. That's all.
Hey, Clarice. Do you have a minute?
Sure, Jennifer. I can talk. As long as you're not asking me to lend you money or something.
You don't need to say things like that, you know? I mean, I'm not really in any financial trouble right now anyway, so there's no need to even mention it.
Sure, no problem. Anyway, what's going on? Something had to have happened if you're the one texting me. I almost had to do a double take when I saw the notification was from you.
Well, it's about Allie.
Huh? What's wrong with Allie?
Well, I told her about how your family might be moving away soon, and she got really worried about if Christy would have to change schools.
Oh, I see. I can understand why she'd be worried. There's nothing to worry about, though. We've been looking for places in the same school district. The paperwork we'd have to do to get her to change schools would be annoying enough to deal with, so we don't intend to make her leave her current one.
Oh, that's a relief to hear. I'll be sure to tell Allie that she has nothing to worry about.
Well, if your husband could manage to earn a bit more money, I don't think there would really be anything to worry about in the first place. Don't you think?
That implies we're having some sort of trouble. As long as he makes enough that we can maintain our standard of living, it's just fine, isn't it? Again, we're not having any sort of money problems at the moment.
Oh, is that so? There's no need to be so reserved about it. I mean, I can tell that deep down you're just itching to move on to a life of greater luxury. Maybe live in a much more upscale apartment or a fancy condo.
Oh, is that the kind of thing you're looking for then?
Well, of course. My husband just recently got promoted. So we just have to find a place that will let us live like celebrities. The place we're at now is just a bit too plain for our tastes. Maybe cheap is a better word.
Well, I guess living in the same apartment for your whole life would be hard to accept for a lot of people, wouldn't it?
I know, right? Well, I know I would absolutely hate living with my parents or something like that, too. I guess for a poor person like you who has to live with her husband's family, living in a high-class condo must be nothing but a pipe dream, huh?
Not particularly. I can't say that's really ever been a dream of ours. It's not like we need something like that anyway. It's not like everyone dreams of living in a place like that, you know? I mean, I know I prefer to have my own house where I can improve and maintain it the way I want. A nice garden would be nice too.
Seriously? Gardening and house maintenance? Are menial chores all you dream about or something? Right now, my apartment's only on the 5th floor. I'd love to move to someplace really tall.
Someplace tall, huh?
Yep. Someplace where it feels like I'm practically touching the sky when I look out the window. Wouldn't that be amazing? Once we finally decide on a place and move in, we'll be sure to invite Allie over. I mean, if we don't, she probably won't get to set foot in such a high-class building in her whole entire life, will she? Hey! Listen to this, Jennifer. We've almost settled on where we're going to be moving to.
Oh, really? Where is it? Are you going to be able to keep Christy in the same school?
Yep. We'll still be in the same school district. We did end up going with a condo instead of a house, but it's still a place that would be nothing but a dream for someone like you.
And here we go with this again. Look, my current house is plenty big, and it's not like it's remotely old either. I am perfectly satisfied with the home I have now.
Sure, you say that, but I know that you're really jealous deep down, right? Our condo that we're buying, it's in a tower. It's a tower complex, and we'll be near the top.
Oh? What tower might that be?
Oh, it's the Empire Line apartment complex downtown. It's a 50-floor complex, and we'll be on the 39th floor. To be honest, I would have liked it if we could have gotten one on a higher floor, but still.
The Empire Line Complex, huh? Have you managed to finalize the contract?
Well, we haven't signed everything yet, but we're well on our way in the process. We've almost managed to get everything finalized. Starting next month, my family is going to be living in a luxurious tower. I suppose that since you're practically glued to the ground with a little 2-floor house, you probably won't be able to see nearly as much of the night sky as I'll be able to, huh? All you can probably do is imagine it.
I don't know if being in such a high place is all it's cracked up to be honest. Sure, my house might only have 2 floors, but we also have a pretty expansive basement too. It's even got 2 levels too. So we really have a lot of space. The whole property is pretty large.
If your house goes so far as to have a 2-level basement, that sounds more like a miniature mansion.
One of the parts of our basement is a wine cellar, while the other has a soundproof theater room. We've also got a workshop where my husband does his hobby work.
Hobby? What sort of hobby does your husband have?
Well, he's actually got a few different ones, but right now he's really into music. He's got a whole amateur band going, actually. He wanted to try starting one while he was still young enough to do so. So our basement also has a studio.
Well, you're really spending a lot of money on places nobody can see, huh? It's a shame, though. Since no one can see them, it's entirely possible that you could just be lying about everything. I mean, given how your husband has such a dead-end job, I can't imagine you actually have the money to pay for anything like that.
And here we are again with the money talk. You just can't seem to stop talking about that, can you? You really are determined to make my husband out to be some guy with next to no money and a terrible job, huh?
I mean, he is just a guy who spends his day daydreaming, living in his parents' old dusty house, isn't he? I mean, you still haven't even told me what his actual job is, outside of saying he's self-employed with no elaboration.
And I'll say the same thing again. He's doing a lot of different things, so it's really hard to properly explain. I guess if I were to try to simplify it somehow, I'd probably call him a landlord.
Oh, like the landlord of an apartment or something? Trying to manage an apartment while also acting as its caretaker must be really hard, huh?
No, he's not handling all of it alone. Just about all of the management of the complex he owns is handled by a company he's got working for him.
Well, if he's employing another company for all of that, I can't imagine he's earning much after paying that company for all their work. Does he also have a desk job to pay for your living expenses?
As I've told you before, he doesn't work for some other company.
You're going back to that again? I don't understand why you can't just tell me honestly already. I mean, even if you and your family are poor, our kids get along fine, don't they? It's not like I'm going to tell anyone else about how your husband just sits at a window all day as his job or anything. What? Is it hard to tell me the truth because my husband works for such a big company? He is a big-shot general contractor. I guess I could understand.
Self-employed man or big-shot general contractor? It doesn't really make any difference, does it? If he's making enough money and doing a good job helping me raise our children, I've got no reason to reveal what he does for a living.
What? So you're just going to run away yet again? Well, I suppose you're not wrong in a way. Thanks to my husband being an elite in his field, he just makes all the money I need without a second thought. I don't need to care about the details either. He's really making my life a lot easier. Hey, Jennifer! You've gotta hear this.
Huh? What's going on, Clarice?
Remember how I was going to be getting a condo? Well, the talks just suddenly broke down and we're back to square one. We were so close. All we needed to do was sign the contract and pay the deposit.
Huh. And you have no idea what happened?
How could I? I would have said if I had even the slightest clue. It's not like we didn't have enough money. I just have no idea why it all suddenly fell apart.
So you were denied a condo there despite having no idea why they would do so?
Yes! That's exactly what I'm saying. You see how weird this is too, don't you?
Well, you may not remember anything, sure. But I heard from someone from your previous residence about how you had injured them, so I decided to deny your bid for the condo.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about? Why are you talking as if you had something to do with it, Jennifer?
Oh, that? That's simple. You said you were going to buy a condo at the Empire Line building, right? Well, the owner of that building happens to be my husband.
Excuse me? Don't make me laugh. I don't need to hear crap like that coming from someone as destitute as you.
I see you still haven't managed to kick that habit of wild fantasizing. Anyway, I heard from a number of people about how you caused your neighbors no end of trouble at the place you're living at now. Am I wrong?
Wait, huh? How do you know about that?
Well, I told you once, but maybe you should try listening this time. One of the aspects of my husband's self-employment is owning the Empire Line building. In regards to your application to buy a condo there, we run background checks on anyone who wants to live there.
Background checks? What did you go looking into? You do realize that my husband is a big shot contractor, don't you? If we can pay the fees and pay the rent, there isn't a problem, is there?
I mean, yes, there's no issue with your application financially. But you've only been living at your current residence for a couple years, correct?
Huh? You're worried about that? I still like staying in one place for too long.
There's no point in trying to deceive me, so I suggest you drop the act. I already mentioned how you would cause trouble for your neighbors, didn't I? I already know all about what you did. I know all about how you've had multiple run-ins with the police as well. The most recent incident involved you pouring glue into the keyhole of the door to your neighbor's apartment. Harassing your neighbors like that is despicable, not to mention childish. I didn't even have to do much digging. It practically came up right away.
And just what made you think you had the right to go snooping into my past?
As I've already said, my husband owns the building you want to live in.
Yes, and I'm a customer. You realize that? My family buys the condo and you profit. Why would you just up and reject us like this?
What, did you think my husband only owns lot 3906? The condo you wanted? I guess you didn't read what I wrote properly, so I'll tell you yet again. My husband owns the building. Not just a single condo at Empire Line, the entire building. Perhaps try actually paying attention this time, and you'll understand. As the owner, my husband has a responsibility to do his best to let all of his tenants live peacefully. So, if there happens to be an applicant who would cause trouble for the other tenants, we would not allow them to live in the complex.
Wait, your husband owns the whole building? I thought you were just saying that as another one of your lies. Like the story about the studio and wine cellar.
I haven't told you a single lie. You just didn't want to believe what I told you because it didn't fit with your mental image of me in my house.
But that would mean you're crazy rich, right? Okay, well, I won't ask again about that 39th floor place. Are there any vacancies somewhere further up? Maybe the 45th floor?
Did you not comprehend what I said correctly again? I said you would not be allowed to live in the complex. At all. It doesn't matter if it's floor 45 or floor 5. You will not be allowed to purchase a condo in the Empire Line building.
You don't need to say things like that. Come on, can't you give me a discount? We're both members of the Mothers Club, aren't we?
What part of you are not allowed to purchase a condo do you not understand? You aren't going to buy a condo, so there's obviously no discount either. How shameless are you? Maybe that shamelessness is what made you cause trouble for your neighbors at your current apartment.
I get it. You're sorry for rejecting me given how poor you are. I understand. You were just jealous, so that's why you were saying you had to reject me, right? Come on. You can let it go, can't you? It was all just a little misunderstanding.
Are you completely incapable of understanding a thing I'm telling you? I can't put it more plainly. We are not going to let you live in the Empire Line building. You are nothing but trouble for your neighbors, and you are not causing trouble for our tenants. That is the result of our background check, and my husband's final decision as the owner.
You're kidding me. We've already started packing and everything. We were so set on moving soon.
Don't tell me you already terminated the contract for your current apartment.
Yes! We're supposed to leave by the end of this month. That's why I wanted to move into that condo so badly.
Well, unfortunately, you don't have a contract for a condo at Empire Line. So, sorry, but you're going to have to go searching for some other place to live. If you can pay for one of our condos, you can pay for one somewhere else, can't you?
No! The Empire Line building has the best view in the city. I want to live there.
Petulant whining isn't going to change our decision. You are not moving into Empire Line. Even if we don't sell the condo to you, we have plenty of other interested buyers. Whether you want to buy it or not doesn't matter. Your choices are to either try to renew your contract for your current apartment or move somewhere else. That's it.
You can't be serious. I've already told so many people about how I'm going to be moving to a condo at the Empire Line building.
I fail to see why that should matter to me in the slightest. How about you just search for a different complex instead of whining to me? I mean, you still have some influence, don't you? What with your husband being a big-shot general contractor, as you called him? You shouldn't have much trouble buying a place, right?
We save money to live someplace nice. Your building is the best one in the city. That's why we wanted to move there.
Thank you for the kind words about the building. My husband will be happy to hear them. However, the condo you wanted is still going to be sold to someone else.
How could you?
Have you ever heard of a credit history? You know, a record of how you've used your money and how reliable you are with paying your debts. Well, if I were to look at the history for your current residence, I'd say you're on the brink of being blacklisted around here. Even if we ignore that, your history of living with other people is pretty bad as it is. No matter where you go, you pester your neighbors and are a general nuisance.
Look, I won't do that anymore, okay? So just let us buy the damn condo already.
You've already caused enough trouble as it is. Do you realize that? You've been spreading rumors around town that my husband has a dead-end job and can barely make $20,000 a year.
What? That? That's just because I thought that's what was going on.
The fact that you don't see the problem is appalling enough. But you do realize that we've already done a thorough background check on you, don't you? We've already made our decision, and no matter how much you whine, it's not going to change. I suggest you go searching for a condo in a different town if you want to have any chance of finding a place that will accept you.
But we have the money! We won't be late on a single payment.
Tell that to a loan company. We couldn't care less how much money you have. All we want to do is stop questionable people from purchasing condos in our building.
Oh, come on! Why do you have to be so stubborn about this? Okay, fine. We'll just cancel any plans we had to move into your building. I hope you realize that this means we'll have to have Christy change schools.
Well, I suppose that's unfortunately unavoidable. Anyway, I suggest you be careful in your search. My husband owns 2 other buildings in the city.
Wait, what? Are you telling me that he owns all of the most luxurious condo complexes in the city? But that means there's not a single tower in the city we can live in.
A tower? I thought you just wanted a condo. But why are you so focused on living in a tower?
Isn't it obvious? It feels good to live someplace high up where you can look down on everyone below you, doesn't it?
Look down on? That's an interesting choice of words. Are you saying you want to look down at everyone like they're all trash or something? No way. That's just too ridiculous.
No, that's not what I was thinking or anything, but still. Are you sure you can't let us buy a condo at Empire Line?
You really need to learn that there are some times where you can't just buy your way out of a problem. If you finally actually learned your lesson, I suggest being a bit more mature at the next place you move to.
This can't be happening!
When she finally realized it wasn't going to happen, Clarice and her husband finally gave up on moving into Empire Line. They started to frantically look for a new place to move to, but they never managed to actually settle a contract anywhere. With their old apartment gone, They had no choice but to move to her husband's parents' house. While I find the irony amusing, I do feel bad for Clarice's daughter, Christy, since she did end up having to change schools. If only her mother wasn't such a troublemaker. Then I would have been happy to sell her the condo. Incidentally, everything I said about my house is true. We don't live in any of the buildings my husband owns. My husband did actually build the house and invited his parents to live with us. But there was one other reason. He's afraid of heights. According to him, the only things that like heights are birds and smoke. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to leave a like and a comment. New videos are released every day, so subscribe to see the latest videos.